to our YouTube channel, and today I will be doing my fiance's hair.
I think I want some ASAP Rocky braids.
Like plaits, because his hair is long once it's stretched, but it's not ASAP Rocky's length. So we're gonna figure something out. And to anybody who's watching this to learn how to braid, I will drop down a link below for the first process so you can learn how to do that. And then I'm gonna be showing you guys how to part it, braid it, style it. So let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so my fiance has type 4C hair, and right now we just now washed it. I didn't put that in the video because I felt like it'll just drag it on longer, but I am going to tell you guys what we use to get his hair like this. It's very dense, it's very wet, and his curls are very tight right now, the coils. So we use the OGX coconut milk shampoo. You can get it at Walmart, Target, a whole bunch of different stores, order online on Amazon. It's the Pantene Gold Series conditioner. They just came out with it like a couple of years ago, but it's been wonderful. I use it on my hair, his hair, my daughter's hair. So that's just what we use. I'll have it pop up on the screen and I'll have it linked down below. The first product that I'm going to use on his scalp is called Sulfur 8. It prevents itching, flaking, and dandruff. It's the medicated original formula, and I use this because once you braid somebody's hair or you get your hair braided, you want to keep it in for a long time. Your scalp is exposed as opposed to it not when your hair is just all over the place. So that can cause your scalp to get dry, and so when he gets his hair braided, he likes to have them for a long time. So that's gonna help with the dandruff, flaking, and itching. Okay, so the next product that we're gonna use is Gro Mega Thick Formula Hair Oil. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm a little bit nervous presenting this to you guys, but this is what I'm using. See, tongue-tied. This promotes thick, strong, healthy hair, thickens and strengthens weak, damaged hair. It has shea butter and vitamins and a whole bunch of other things that help with your hair. It tames the little frizzies, you know, when you have the braids, but I also use this on his scalp. And once I use this on my scalp, after I put the Sulfur 8, it's kind of embedded in my hands, so when I'm braiding, it gets infused to the hair. So you get where I'm going with that. So those are the two products that I use on his scalp, and it looks like this. I will put that in the links. I'll put the links below, and then I will pop it up on the screen. The next item that I use on his hair is called Murray's Black 100% pure Australian beeswax. This helps seals the ends of his hair and conditions it. There's not really much to it. It's just I grew up using that type of stuff, and I like to use it. They have this kind. This is the black kind, and then they have the yellow looking one. I feel like when you're braiding black hair, like as in the color, you know, you should use that one, especially for braids. Now if somebody has their hair dyed, like they have blonde hair or ombre hair or a different color and you're doing braids, use the other kind so that it can blend well. So the next product that I use is the Rasta Mango and Lime No More Itch Spray. After I'm done with his hair, I spray a little bit of this on the top because he's gonna put a do-rag on after, and when your hair is just done and it's tight, it can be itchy throughout the night. So that kind of just prevents that from itching, or at least helps soothe the head. And it does have menthol in it, so I guess that's what activates the cooling sensation. You don't have to use that every day. I don't recommend it. Just when you feel like your hair is itchy, or when you feel like, you know, you don't want to really take out your hair but it's getting kind of frizzy and you don't really want to itch it, because itching can cause you to frizz up your hair. So I will recommend that product. And then the next product that I use is this pomade. I use this on the roots of his head towards the front. The back usually stays good. Sometimes with different people's hair, the front can act different from the back. Sounds crazy, but it's true. So with the front of his hair on the roots, when I'm braiding down, just to make sure that it's flat and it's sticking to where he wants it to be, I use that. The next product that we're gonna use is for his beard. If you're gonna do the top, you might as well do the bottom. Keep everything healthy. It's by the brand OK. It's just regular castor oil. I just put it on his beard just to kind of get everything flowing and everything done together. So those are the products that we will be using, and yeah, let's get started. So his hair is wet and kind of damp right now, so he figured that he'll just go blow dry it. Yeah. Usually I will, but I'm letting him do it today since I am recording, and yeah, so get to blow drying. So my fiance just blow dried his hair. He did a pretty good job. This is not the most perfect, you know, way, but it's dry enough for his hair how curly it was before. It's not wet. That's what you want to make sure, that the hair is not wet, so that it can be stretched to its best ability. If you want it longer, blow dry it all the way out, but since his hair is long enough, we'll see how it'll go. And I want to show you guys the utensils that we're going to use. So this is the first utensil. You want to have a rat tail comb. This is going to help you do the parts and make sure that they're even, clean. So definitely want that rat tail. This second comb I use, I'm going to use this to part 2. It's different. You might want to turn to the side so they can see. I use this comb for braids and for twists. This is what I call a twisting comb. So when men have like the twist, you know, it's not like a jerry curl, but it's like starter dreads, people call it that. You can use that comb, and both of these combs are in Family Dollar, Dollar General, or Walmart. So you can use both of those to part the hair. Or if you do not have a rat tail comb, you can use a regular plastic comb. Just make sure the end is decent enough, not too dull, but not too sharp, because you do want the parts to be even. So let's get into it, guys. So this is the next angle that we're going to be recording at. I'll be fixating it to where you can see his scalp and see how I'm braiding it and see all the steps. The rest of this video will be a voiceover to kind of help you guys go through it step by step. So just stay tuned and continue watching, and subscribe if you made it this far.
What you're going to do next is take the tip of the rat tail comb, place it on the person's nose, and trace it all the way back up to his scalp. After you do that, you will continue parting down his scalp, making sure the part is as even and as straight as possible, because that's where the major parting part is. Like when people see his hair, the braids, that's what they're going to see. Next thing we're going to do is add that sulfur to his scalp all the way down. Don't miss a spot. This helps with the itching, the flaking, and it's medicated, so it's really going to help. And then you're going to take that Gro Oil and go over top of it so it can seep into that part as well. That's going to initiate like the growth process and help with that. So that's what you want to do. The next part of the process is sectioning off his hair. After you have finally parted it all the way down the middle and it's equal and it's straight, you're going to take a rubber band or a scrunchie and, you know, section off his hair, at least half. If you're not going to do them fourths, at least do half so you can focus on the part that you're doing. The next step will be to take that Murray's, and, you know, you can put that where his part is to help it stay apart from the other side, even though that it is, you know, up in a ponytail. Sometimes you can have flyaways and that can mess up the parting, so make sure you do that. You don't have to put too much, just enough. Now I'm going to start parting the bottom part of his hair. I would recommend, if this is your first time, doing it in 4s, but this is another way you can do it. So now I'm parting the bottom part of his hair, and I'm trying to get that first section. He wanted a smaller size after we started, so that's what I'm doing, parting it into a smaller size. Before you start braiding whoever's hair, you want to make sure that you guys establish how many braids they want and what size. The smaller the braids, the smaller the parts have to be. The bigger the braids, the parts don't have to be too far off. So he wants like medium to small box braids, plaits, whatever you want to call them. So that's what I'm doing. I made the first part. And to make sure that the part is straight, you can line it up with your rat tail comb, and that's what I was showing you guys, that the part was straight because it was the same line as the rat tail comb. So right now I'm parting a little part in that first parting that I did, and we're gonna do 2 at the bottom, just 2 parts, and you'll see what I do next. So as I go up, I like to add in numbers. So the first part I'll do 2 braids, the second part I'll do 3, the third part I'll do 4 braids, and then go up, and you can tell like how it's going to even out once you continue to do it. But yeah, I'm just letting you guys know that in case that's what you want to do, but you can follow along how I've done it. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put the orange Murray's on top of his hair, in between the parts of the original part, the first part that I made, and then I made the smaller parts. I'm going to put that on his roots to keep it laying flat and to make sure that no hairs are in the way between me braiding in between the parts. So that's what you're going to use to make sure that you have a hold of everything. The next thing that I just showed you was the 100% black Australian beeswax that I'm going to put on his hair, and I use this in his actual hair to braid down and make sure everything is compact and neat. So that's what you're going to use, and I'm just braiding it down, and then I'm going to show you guys how it turned out. Now when you are braiding their hair and it is blow dried, no matter if you blow dried it straight, the ends will get curly, whether it's that day, maybe the first day it was straight, but then the next day the ends got curly, the ends will get curly. So now I'm showing you guys how I'm going to start the braids to make it frame his face. Whenever you're braiding someone's hair, you want the style to frame their face.
you don't want it to look odd or like they're going all the way back. When I first started the parts, I started braiding towards the back of his head and in that motion. Now I'm braiding towards the side and I'm braiding down. Now you're just going to continue to do how you did in the beginning with the small parts, and I'm going to be rubbing in the Sulfur 8 still on his scalp and the Gro Oil, and continue to do the braids how we did in the first section. I'm just showing you guys how it should look. It looks like I'm still tugging his head, but I promise you guys I am not. But he enjoys it. He loves getting his hair done, so that's the great thing about it all. And you know, once you're on that part, you do want to put his hair back up in the ponytail after all that is taken care of, after you have the part. And then just like how you did with the first section, how you started out with 2 braids, and then as you went up you added more braids to your section, you can want to do that. This section I would recommend starting off with 3, 4, or 5 rows in smaller parts. If they want it super small, do 5. If they want it medium small, do 4. And if they want it really big, do 3. But it depends on how the person wants their hair. And I'm just parting it, oiling it, you know, greasing it up, and then braiding it down. The next thing that I'm doing is just showing you guys how the braid should start to look when you're done with those parts. And the last thing we have to do is start braiding the front of the hair. I'm only doing half of his head. If you still need help with it when you get to the other side, just play this video back. So you're gonna apply a generous amount of that orange Murray's to the front so it can stay flat and lay down for at least a week or 2. And you're going to apply the black Murray's throughout his hair and make sure that it seals the ends of his hair. If the ends look curly, that's perfectly fine. Depending on your hair texture, that will happen no matter if you blow dry it, straighten it, however. So continue to braid it and then get started on that other side. So if you're having trouble when you start over, don't be afraid to replay this video to get, you know, a little refresher. That's what it's here for. Make sure you're following the same exact steps. The next clip that I'm going to show you guys is how his hair turned out and a few styles that you can do to it throughout the week or the month. So let's get into it. So we're finally done, and you guys saw the video montage of how it came out, and then this is like a real-time view. Hopefully this helps you guys, you know, learn how to do it, or help you out if you have a boyfriend, friend, mom, dad, cousin, brother, whatever, who wants this done. So how do you like it?
I love it.
We ended up not doing the ASAP Rocky braids because he wanted the braids smaller, but it came out great. When you do them, the ends will curl up in the beginning, but we are going to do the last finish touches on the camera right now, and then show you guys how we wrap it up so that it'll stretch throughout the night and it'll be longer in the morning. So we got that sprayed out, telling you guys about. I'm just going to put this all on his scalp, and we're going to do the beard oil. Funny. Just putting that on there. It's a little touch, you know. Peach Buzz. He's working on it. I hope this helps you guys out. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and join the family. As always, thanks for watching, and
Stay tuned for more videos.
bye.